y'all, it is me, Trinity Ibrina, back with The Gene Keys, Embracing Your Higher Purpose by Richard Rudd. Now, if you watch my last video, I explained the concept of the book. I explained different ways to read the book, so go back and watch that video. But today I am going to use it as like an oracle. I'll give you a brief intro of what that is from the book. So the Gene Key as a creative companion, there are many other ways to use the Gene Keys. You might like to use the book like an oracle in the spirit of the original One Ching. You can open it at random in response to a question you have or challenge you are facing. At such times, the Gene Key you can find yourself reading often has an uncanny knack of highlighting the hidden essence of the issue. So I talked about that a bit in my last video, how like I've done it like that. And when I say a read, it is like a read to the T. I'm like, wow, that's the message that I needed. That was so on time. So what I'm going to do, treat it like an oracle. So what message do you feel like the people need to hear today? What message do you feel like they need to hear? So whoever is going to watch this video, what message do you feel like they could benefit from? And let's see where it lands. All right here, this page. So this is the 15th Gene Key, and I'm just going to tell y'all. The 15th Gene Key, an eternally flowering spring. The city is fluorescence, the gift is magnetism, and the shadow is dullness. Okay? I'm just going to read from the page that it took me to, some of the parts that I have underlined on that page. So it says, this Gene Key in its reactive nature is extremist. If you have a reactive nature, then you will rebel against the dullness. These people do not accept the dullness either, but their nature is to escape through denial. Escapism, that's what it's given, so that's where my mind is going. We'll talk about that in a second. They often hide behind a kind of vagueness, moving from one experience to another with no real sense of rhythm or purpose. So lack of purpose, escapism, okay, we'll come back. Being extremists, they can find themselves in all kinds of diverse situations and places, but again, with no real directed sense of passion. These people are always on the move, never really able to commit to anything or anyone. Commitment issues, okay? Who are we talking to? Running from their own shadows. You know, I had all of that underlined, right? Such people have a hidden range within that prevents them from being with others for very long. Only when they see through their own patterns of reaction can they begin to accept what they are running from. So this one right here, those words that I just told y'all, that's what came to me. Escapism, lack of purpose and passion, and commitment issues. So I'm just going to talk and touch on those really quickly. Escapism, contrary to probably popular belief, I think escapism sometimes is healthy. I think that sometimes we may overwork ourselves, overstimulate, and we need a healthy escape. So yeah, contrary to unpopular opinion, let's say that. But it sounds like that these people are escaping through denial. So kind of being in denial and not having a purpose. So you don't know your purpose, so you're trying to escape is what I got from that. And I can say that's not like my core, my center, that's not where I'm normally at, but I have experienced that before. Like, I'm just gonna, do a little this, do a little that, because I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing, so I'm just doing something just to be doing something, right? No real sense of direction or passion. You're just kind of out here winging it, and it be like that sometimes. So let me just put this out there now. I'm not placing judgment, okay? I am reading what's here. I'm providing my own analysis and my own commentary. So if this applies, if it resonates, like maybe it's like, truth hurts, whatever, but I'm not judging you. I probably don't know you. So then they never are really able to commit to anything or anyone. Now, I don't struggle with commitment issues. That's not my demon that I face. As far as like projects, passions, business ventures, I commit until my spirit no longer resonates. So I can commit for a long duration of time whether like my career, I've been in it for 7 years, certain business ventures I've had a year plus. So it just like was a gradual kind of, you know how you grow out of things and you want to move on to something else. So it wasn't like a commitment. It was like, okay, I want to grow and go on to something else. And then as far as people, I'm not one of those, I know my worth, so I'm gonna leave. But it's like knowing like that I've tried, and or just knowing like this isn't right for me, we're not aligned. So when it comes to like people and committing, it just has to be something like that. And part of my growth has been having conversations. So I'm willing to have a conversation at least once, you know, and address something and put it out there instead of making an assumption that people know or can read my mind. So if I choose not to commit, it's like, okay, a conversation has been had, unless it's something that's just like extreme, like you should know you're not supposed to, you know, put your hands on me. Haven't been in that situation, but that's like an extreme to where a conversation isn't needed. Like, you know, I'm not doing that. But if you are struggling, if you struggle with commitment issues, like that could be a part of this reactive nature. And then running from your own shadows. So I know shadow work and shadows, that's been kind of popular in the spiritual community lately. And when I think of shadows, I just think of like what you need to work on. So we have like our higher self, our lower self, like the angel demon on your shoulder, just like those low vibrational activities, right? Low vibrational thoughts, low vibrational habits or patterns. So that's what I think of when they talk about running from your own shadows. So you need to do the work, just like with anything. So if that is working on your commitment issues or being in denial about your escaping or not taking the time to kind of censor yourself and figure out what is your passion, what you want to do, then that might be a shadow you need to work on, right? Now I'm going to just read, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm going to read some pieces from The Gift, the 15th gift, Magnetism, and it says hitting the Schumann resonance. So this is what I have underlined, all right? And if you want to read the whole book, y'all get it. Like go buy it, Amazon, from the Gene Keys website, do it. All human disease comes about because of disturbances between your individual electromagnetic field and the greater field that emanates from the earth. All right, so disease, dis-ease, so that's when there's no, the ease in your body is like dis-ease. You're not at ease, right? Whenever your frequency ceases to correspond to the Schumann resonance, you are out of kilter with your natural rhythms. I like that. Clearly, you underlined it, Trinity. And the chemistry of your physiology experience pressure and stress. So in a nutshell, I look at that as, you know, electromagnetic frequencies and like our frequency and how your natural rhythms, you're not in alignment with your natural rhythm. So you're not like at homeostasis. You're not operating at like the best version that you could be, the healthiest version that you could. Like you're not operating at that frequency. So that's how I interpreted that right there. One of the great challenges for modern humanity is to learn how to slow down. And this makes me think back to my video from last week. Kind of talked about this, but in a different capacity. We gotta chill and just be sometimes. Be still and know that I am. So it says right here, a challenge for modern humanity. So it's not just you, it's not just me. For humanity at home, we don't know how to slow down. And if you think back to when we had our break during that season and like people not going to work and people not going outside and all of that, it was like the whole world had to slow down, right? And some people, not everyone, but a lot of people said that was like, oh, okay, like kind of beneficial, relaxing, and have been asking for another one. Like I could use another break like that. So we were forced to slow down. Like you didn't have a choice. So slowing down, you need to slow down sometimes. Let's see. Time moves uniquely for all life on Gaia, so like on our planet. She has never been in a hurry. I said, oh, okay. So she is not in a hurry. She's not rushing. The planet is not rushing. That's us. The power of Gaia is the power of greenness. The more deeply you move into the Schumann resonance, the more magnetic you become. This is all about trusting in the natural ebb and flow of life events. And if you watched the last video, I talked about how my word, my theme for almost a year now has been surrender. Like, that is the word that came to me during an enlightening experience, surrender. And I just was like, I surrender. Like, it just was like, whoo. Another day, another video. But anywho, so that has been weighing heavily on me. I keep seeing it in different books, different shows. Like, I know, like, my lesson is to learn how to surrender, because the way my mind works, and some of y'all probably want to control everything, right? Everything in your life you want to control. And most of us know by now that we can like have goals, desires, a vision, but ultimately we don't control anything. So learning how to surrender, yes, set your intention. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying don't set intentions, just go with the flow of life in every direction. Not saying that. There has to be some sort of balance, right? So you can set your intention, but at the same time you can surrender. So like a certain part of you just trusting and knowing that spirit, universe, Gaia, whomever, God, let them, they are in control. He, she, whomever, they are in control. It is in control. And you just kind of have to surrender. So when certain things don't go your way, you're not freaking out. It's not the end of the world. You just kind of surrender and trust that, you know, that's how it was supposed to go. All right? Because what's for you is for you, right? Cool. Okay. Trusting in the natural ebb and flow of life events. So there are ebbs and flows, highs and lows. That's just a part of life. It's going to always be there. So I feel like the sooner we learn how to surrender to that, the better off we'll be mentally, the less stress we're going to experience, because we accept and we understand that, okay, it didn't go my way or the way I thought that it should go. And I'm going to surrender to it, you know, just keep going. Like, that's how life wanted to play out. Well, it is what it is. That's how life wants it to play out. What I'm not saying is don't experience your emotions. So if you wanted something that didn't work out, it's okay to be upset. But don't stay stuck there, okay? Experience that emotion and then release it, all right? So that's a lesson that I learned a couple years ago, and I'm pretty good at that now. Like, I'll experience it, you know, and then I'm going. I'm over. Like, okay, I'm upset. If I need to cry, I'm gonna cry. If I need to cuss, I'm gonna cuss. Like, I'm gonna do what I need to do. If I need to vent about it to a friend, I'm gonna do that. But I don't stay in that space. Not gonna do it. I won't. And then the last line that I'm going to read, I think this is gonna be the last line. To live closely to the earth's natural rhythms is to experience the wisdom and clarity that comes of moving more slowly through the world. And I like that. That's peaceful. So it's like we moving in tune with the earth, y'all. You know, like, that's really it. And when we move that way, when we carry ourselves that way, that's like carrying ourselves, if you were religious, like, what would Jesus do, right? But on a more, what's the word I want? I was gonna say planetary. What the heck is that? The universal aspect. Let's go. I like that one. Just living in tune with earth and the natural rhythms. So if we move like that with the ebbs and flows of our own life, then I feel like we'll be more peaceful, sound-minded, calm individuals. Okay, I'm gonna just read another sentence. I know y'all wanna hear it anyways. This simple shift in attitude allows you to unlock the higher magnetic power latent within your DNA. And then I have a box around law of attraction. So I know there's a lot of law of attraction people out there. So this is just connecting to that. And if you don't know what that is, I don't have a video on it. This is only my second video. But you can go look into that. The real beauty of the 15th gift, however, lies in its acceptance of ordinariness. That might be a good place to end. Let's go a little deeper. To experience life through this gift is, in the words of William Blake, to see heaven in a wildflower. It is to view the holographic vista of life as complete exactly as it appears before you. That's where I want to end it. So just knowing that you are whole, you are enough. The world in itself, even with all the chaos and stuff that we see, depending on what you pay attention to, what you're feeding into your mental, the world is still complete and whole as it is. So you are enough. You're good. You're gonna be okay. All right. So yes, that's what I have for you today. Treating the book like an oracle. We went to the 15th gene key. We got into a bit of one of the shadow parts of it and one of the gift parts of it. So let me know what you think. And if you did do your hologenetic profile, like I told you about in the first video, let me know. Is 15 in your profile or not? Did any of it resonate with you? Is any of it like, oh my gosh, no, that's so not me? Let me know. What do y'all think of the 15th gene key? But yeah, thank y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all got something that y'all could go back and apply to y'all life, as always.